Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Adastra with your host, Fallen Wolf. Oh! So, I am. Oh, hold up. See, almost had messed up the stream. Hello. So, it has been a while since we have played this game. I do believe the last time I played this game was a bit over a month ago. That is not to say I haven't enjoyed this game. I really love this game. Uh, very much so, in fact. Sorry. Very much so, in fact. Actually, I think it's very interesting to play something like this with a bit more of a sci-fi feel, while at the same time feeling more like ancient times kind of thing. But oops, sorry. See, I can't talk today. I cannot talk today. I'm very excited to play this though. I've been loving this whole entire visual novel, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. So last time we left off, we've come to find out that basically we have no way to get home unless we help Amicus get the throne, which involves trials since his dipshit brother Cassius once is trying to get the throne too. So now we are getting ready for the first trial. So we will see what happens today during the first trial. Now this stream will not be quite as long as the other ones, like 2-3 hours. It will not be about 2-3 hours. It'll probably be more closer to about an hour, maybe a little over an hour, only because I do have work tonight, so it's not going to be as much time as usual. Uh, Yesterday I'm trying to make my schedule a little more open to doing these streams and videos. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that's been kind of cumbersome. But with a set schedule now, working overnights, if you do not know, about 2 weeks ago, I started overnights at my job, which on one hand does make it a lot easier to set up a schedule and makes it a little easier to prepare things in advance. So you should be expecting a lot more videos now and streams. I am going to try to go for about I am going to try to go for about 2 videos a week and possibly 2 streams, at the least 1 stream, but at the most I'm hoping for at least 2, maybe possibly even 3. It all depends on how I set my schedule up. I am starting to get used to the sleep schedule of my new shift. So hopefully with that being said, we can start seriously allocating more time to doing lovely YouTube and writing and etc. But anyway, I think I've talked enough. I think we should get started. So last time we left off, I believe it was over here. Oh, and I think the sound is. I think I turned. Oh, I did turn the sound off. That's why I couldn't hear anything. Hold on. There's always something, but it lets you know that I'm human and it lets you know that I make mistakes. Because I was like, I'm not hearing any sound effects. Also, hello, Doombringer. How are you doing today? I hope everybody's having a lovely day. Hope everybody is having a lovely, wonderful day. Alright, so I think everything is set up. I think everything is set up properly. So without further ado, let's retry that. Let me fix this just a little bit. Fix my mic just a little bit. I dream a lot the night before the first trial. I can't remember most of it, but in the last bit, I'm in the throne room, surrounded by dozens of wolves who I assume they're the Trumaverts. Cato sits on the throne, watching over all of us, his chin on a fist. Meanwhile, Amicus is in the center, doing some type of breakdance. He's athletic and light on his feet before throwing off his cape and doing a handstand. Then he spins on his head for a while as the wolves around him cheer. Even Cato claps reluctantly. Meanwhile, Cassius has his paw to his mouth, realizing that he's been beating his paper bones incapable of withstanding such incredible moves. Then I wake up. Alrighty. No, Doombringer. They shouldn't be too. They have been. It's been taking a little while to get used to it, but no, I like it better because I feel like it makes it a little easier for me to set a schedule. I really do enjoy streaming. I really do enjoy making these videos. It's just been so hard with my hours being semi all over the place to really set things up. But I feel like with this set schedule, it will make it easier, and all of you can get to watch more videos. It makes it a lot easier. And with this being said, now I can allocate more time. I notice it has been helping my writing a lot. I've been writing a lot more, working on my visual novel story. A lot. I've been able to work on a lot more because I have a set time to focus on it. Um, Now I just need to work on getting the drawing done, which that has been very cumbersome. But like I said, I should be able to have more set hours to working on certain things. But no, it is taxing right now. But I feel like it's something that will get better as time goes on. I do enjoy it. I enjoy it for the stress too. I notice I am well. Probably not from what the last video that I made. You probably are wondering why. For the most part, it's a lot less stressful. I noticed it's a lot easier to deal with people when there's not that many people that really come in the store overnight. We do get some of the the drunks and the high people, but for the most part, it's excuse me. For the most part, it's so much better. I feel so much more relaxed, and the money helps too. And the money helps the channel. I mean, heck, it'll help me buy more games and play them for you all. And as I said before, I do plan on upgrading beyond just visual novels. There's a lot of games on my list that I plan to play that are my biggest issue is either I want to make sure I play a game that has a good story, a good interesting story to it, or a game that I can just have fun with. One or the other is fine. I just like something at the end of the day, as long as it's something that I can have fun with while all of you guys and girls watch, then I'm fine. Then that's all that matters. So I open my eyes and see the dark outline of the ceiling above me, the lights automatically coming on to a dim yellow glow. I hear Amicus soft snoring next to me and look over, seeing that he's flat on his back, mouth open and hugging one of his many pillows to his chest. I roll into my back, feeling the anxiety of the upcoming trial return. After a while, I whisper up at the ceiling. "Calm, what time is it?" Calm whispers back. Half past the first hour. So I have at least 3 hours left before I can get up and get ready. I close my eyes to try and get more sleep. It's hard, though, mainly because my future could be determined today. Amicus told me that we really only need to win this trial to win the whole thing. Because if we win tomorrow, that means that Cassius will at least have to partake in the combat trial, if not outright lose if we win the second trial. And according to Amicus, Cassius has absolutely no chance in Pug New combat, and he knows that. While he might still participate in the second trial to save some phase, he'd have to withdraw for the third, otherwise face outright humiliation. So, if we win tomorrow, I'm almost guaranteed a way home. Oh. The thought that this whole fiasco could be over soon brings mixed feelings for me. Oh, I think he's... I'm gonna go home when I get the chance. I can't help but feel a little sad at the idea of leaving Amicus in the palace. We're good friends at this point, and the thought that I might just get dropped off and never see him again. I sigh and listen to the wolf's rhythmic snores. The sound so soft and gentle that rather than keeping me awake, it starts to lull me back to sleep. Things are not going to be that easy, are they? I've played enough of these games. I know things are not going to be that easy because it's going to be something's going to happen. Something's going to happen where either Amicus or us get injured and it causes us to have to withdraw from the dance, or Cassius pulls something out of his ass. So as Cassius is going to pull something out of his ass and win. I know it. I've played enough of these games. And again, I find myself floating as that wide, facious consciousness that seems to bleed over the boundaries of any sort of individuality. I don't panic this time. I'm used to the feeling, knowing that it's just a dream, that it will pass. I also sense that other presence above me, even wider than I am. Oh, we got a typo here. We got a typo here, boys. So... Yes, Doombringer, do not say a word, because it's sad. I had to stop watching people that I usually watch that play this game simply because I didn't want to spoil anything. While I want to watch their videos, I didn't want to spoil anything. Like, I love Deckerlink. I love Deckerlink for the most part. I love all of the voices he does for Adastra. I think Adastra, he has some of the best voices for Adastra, and I think, with no offense, extracurricular activities, I don't mind some of his voices, but other ones I don't like. But I do think he's best with the gruff voices, but I really liked him in when he plays Adastra. And I had to avoid watching him because there's a lot of swears. Just passing by some clip art, I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. That's why I was like, I can't look at this, because I was like, I want to play this for myself. I want my reactions to be genuine. Sometimes I can do like fake, very believable surprised reactions, but I don't want to do that, and B, it's not the same when you know what's going to happen. So I've been trying to avoid. Because our extracurricular activities, I'm going to be 100% honest. I, for the most part, know what happens in Harold's route only because I've seen Decker like play it so much before I decided to play it for myself. Everybody else's route, no. But Harold's route, when it comes to extracurricular activities, I know most of what happens. So they've been following me around since I got on that ship. Knowing that someone else is there calms me further, and I wait, wondering if they'll talk to me again. They do. I am still curious. I try to talk back this time, ask them what they're curious about exactly, but I don't have a mouth to speak with. They seem to hear me though, and in response I sense gentle amusement mixed with fascination. Many, many things, but once again I am afraid I have to keep it short. I wait exponentially. Do you feel that Amicus would be capable of his duties as Emperor of Adastra? Oh boy. Oh, here's our choice, and it's funny. Oh boy. Oh, this is a hard one for me. Because what do we know about Amicus? Amicus wants the best for people, but he also can be rash. He's a good-natured person, but he get really rash, and he can get very emotional very easily. On one hand, I think yes. On one hand, when I think about really what I would want in, like, for example, a president, you want somebody that's good-natured, but you also want somebody that's good-natured, but you also want somebody that's going to rationalize and really think things through. But then I have to ask, is that necessarily the worst thing, to have a good-natured but, while not dumb, not really intelligent? It's hard to describe. It's like a mix, like an average. Would I really want something that's good-natured and has the average intelligence, or would I want something that's evil? Well, definitely I don't want something that's evil-natured with a good intelligence. So I'm either stuck on between yes or I don't know. You did, Doombringer. I didn't say that the choices weren't good. I just said there's very little bit of it. But I also understand, from what I understand, I don't know how Echo is, but from what I understand, the developers are more about making a story than an actual quote-unquote game. So I kind of forgive them for that. Like, at the end of the day, because I don't know if anybody's ever heard Konseiya no Ulta, or if that's how you say it. That game literally has two choices in the entire story. One, I can't play that game on this channel because that game's dark. When I say dark, I mean that game is dark. Like, there's no way I can play that game on the live channel. Or else, well, I possibly could play the Steam version because they censor a lot of stuff out, but that game's really, really dark, and that's something a lot different than what I played. That's why I'm like, maybe I'm thinking about playing Echo just to see what it's like, but I'm gonna say yes. No, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say I don't know, because I definitely don't think he's a bad choice. I think he's better than Cassius. Being honest, I think he's better than Cassius, because Cassius is that kind of rich person that's pompous and thinks he it's almost like a ruler that's like divine right. Like, oh, it's my right by God to rule, and I'm like, that you don't want that. But at the same time, I think Amicus has the right idea in mind, but he doesn't think things through as much as he should. I'm gonna say I don't know. And I love Amicus. I think he's wonderful. I don't know. Because I honestly don't know right now. Here we go. I see. Perhaps you need more time. There is still much, much more to learn. The presence above me starts to dissipate, and so do I. Yeah, I am interested. I am interested in playing Echo. Like I said, I've talked about not playing it, but I do want to kind of play it. I especially after hearing that they have the prequels being worked on. I mean, because apparently from what I hear, this game is like a spinoff of Echo, and then I think it's called Smoke Room just recently came out. Everyone here, Smoke Room will be a prequel to Echo. So I do want to play Echo. Since I've already played this, I might as well give Echo a try, and then I'd play Smoke Room after I get pretty far in Echo. I am curious, because from what I hear, Echo has a really good lore and all of that kind of stuff. So I am curious. I stand awkwardly in the bathroom while another wolf moves busily around me, making sure... No, I just skipped. What happened? Making short-clipped comments about my odd shape and tiny stature. He's the first wolf I've seen that isn't part of the Imperial family, so I keep trying not to stare at him while he turns my head left and right, smudging a black substance on my face while he does. Meanwhile, Amicus stands behind us, his face showing a mixture of amusement and concern. I raise an eyebrow at him through the mirror, but he just shrugs in response. Do not move your face, please. I look straight ahead again, letting him smudge the black makeup on my face, still trying not to stare. He's hunched and droopy, wearing some type of monocle with flashing lights. The lens sticks out every now and then with a mechanical droning sound as he examines his work. Also, I'm in a dress. There's no getting around it. I'm in a blue, tight-fitting gown that's covered in intricate gold designs. It's beautiful, no doubt, but I'm not really one for dresses, and I feel my face heating up with embarrassment every time I look into the mirror. So instead, I focus on staring at the wall or Amicus. So why aren't you getting dressed up? Do not speak, please. Me? Well, I'm already dressed the part of the Emperor. Amicus fans out his cape with both paws. I start to roll my eyes, but stop myself before the wolf can yell at me again. I realize that he's painting black stripes on my face, and it immediately reminds me of tiger stripes. After that's done, he does the same to the exposed parts of my arm. Remember not to touch or itch at your face. Also, keep your arms away from your body unless you want to ruin the fabric with powder. The wolf finally steps back, giving a snort of approval before turning and stuffing his equipment into his bag. Thank you. You're all welcome. And with that, the old wolf hurries out of the bathroom, leaving the two of us alone. I stand there a moment, staring at myself in the mirror, feeling like a circus attraction. I look awful. Amicus coughs and steps up quickly, resting upon my shoulder. You look very good, actually. Very elegant. I look up at the wolf and see him smiling at me. I don't know if he's just trying to make me feel better, but then again, I suppose wolves don't really have any idea of what human beauty standards are. I look at the black stripes on my face. Are these tiger stripes? Amicus raises his eyebrows. Yes, actually, you have tigers on Earth. Yeah, is this, okay with them? It looks like a joke. Oh. Ooh. Is this kind of alluding to racism in the modern world? See, this game has some good themes, because I've noticed hints of racism and stereotypes a lot in this game, and I think that's I think it does it in a nice subtle way that gets the message across, but it doesn't come off as I don't what's the word? Because I feel like with stuff like that, you need to inform people about it in a good way without being it's hard to describe. I'm gonna stop before I offend somebody because I don't want to offend anybody. Offensive? Why would it be offensive? We're honoring Maria with this dance. If you're sure. Of course I'm sure, and you don't look like a joke. You look like a strong, beautiful Hindu tigress. I sigh again, still awkwardly holding my arms away from the dress, feeling stiff. When does this all start? Well, for me, in about 20 minutes, but for you, another hour or so. Alright, anything I should expect before it starts? Not much. The Tremoverts will be watching through video links, so only Kato will be there to judge. Oh. Keep in mind that it will all be televised live to the rest of Adastra, so... Amicus sees the look on my face. Oh, no. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Intrusive. There you go. Thank you, Chase. I was trying to figure out what the right word is. Intrusive. I feel like that's a big thing that you have to relate to when you play with when you make movies or games with real world themes, and not getting again. I try not to get too many detail about my visual novel I'm working on because I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to promote it necessarily. But that's one thing I'm working on with my visual novel. There's a lot of real world themes in there, and I'm trying hard to put it in the visual novel without it being shoved in your face, or at least shoved in your face the wrong way. It relates to the story, but it basically intrusive was the word I was looking for. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. All of Adastra live? Don't worry, no one will actually be there in person, so just pretend, I guess. Why did you just tell me that? Well, I had planned on you watching the first half of the trial in the dining room. You'll know how everything is going until it's your turn. I swallow hard. I didn't mean to keep that from you. I just thought you might know this would be the case. The entire moon pays very close attention to these trials. He's right, I guess. I sort of did assume that would be the case, but now that it's actually happening, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll happen when Maria dies during the dance. Listen, you'll be fine. We'll win this, and before you know it, I'll be emperor and our problems will be over. Again, the idea of having my way home all but guaranteed in the next hour. It reminds me of the thoughts I had last night. So, when do I get home? Is that going to be the last time I'll see you? The corners of Amicus's mouth twitched down in a frown, but only for a moment before he smiles again. Well, I suppose that's up to you. With unlimited access to the stretch, I might be able to make visits every now and then. Would you like that? Amicus, stop. Stop. Because Amicus is not telling us the truth. I hate this because Amicus lies too much. Amicus, stop lying. Like, because he's not telling us something. This seems too easy. There's something he's not telling us. I feel like it's way too easy. He's like, oh yeah, we'll win and you'll go. He's like, oh yeah, we'll win and you'll go home. Definitely. And I'm just like, are you sure you're telling us the truth, Amicus? Because there's something else you're not telling. It doesn't seem that easy. And granted, I'm a little upset because the MC is just like buying into it, but at the same time, I guess the MC is so desperate for something, he's not really thinking things through. And I can't blame him for acting like this, because I guess if I was in this situation, I'd be not really thinking, I wouldn't be thinking like, it can't be that easy. I'd be like, yeah, I can get to go home. Like, you wouldn't be thinking about it, so I can't really blame him too much for not acting like that. I don't even have to think about it. Yeah. Amicus' smile widens. I would as well. Yeah, I mean, you're my friend, and I want to hear about the results of your empire. But then Amicus' smile falters, then turns into a frown. See, he's not... What? The wolf is quiet for a moment, then his ears flatten. I, forgot the reason you're here in the first place. For a moment, I don't know what he's talking about. Then I do. We're not even supposed to know each other exists. This whole thing is against the law. Oh, so I guess you wouldn't be able to do that, huh? Amicus bites his lip and shakes his head. We'll figure it out, but now is not the time for that. We have a trial to win. Amicus turns to me and after a little hesitation pulls me into a quick side hug, carefully avoiding the black powder on my arm. We'll talk more afterwards over a celebratory dinner, alright? Yeah, dude. Like I said, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's really good for when you're creating a game or movie or when you're having a film or game or something. Unless that's the only thing it's meant to focus on. I feel like certain themes and topics are better as subtly put in, unless they're parodies. Like, I'm not gonna really go on and on, but like Get Out, for example. Get Out for the most part was a sort of parody, so it worked for that. It worked for that because it was meant to be a parody. But if it's meant to be about something else, and you throw in a topic, the very, saucy topic, you better make damn sure that it's done in a tasteful way, I guess would be the proper word for it. Unless it's meant to be a parody. Then if it's a parody, go nuts. If it's meant to be a parody and that's meant to be the whole thing, then fine. But you have to be careful with certain topics like that. Like certain topics like racism and political systems and that kind of stuff. You have to be careful with it. The absolute confidence and reassurance in Amicus's voice calms me just a little, and I manage a small smile. Alright. Good, and a little more celebration after that, if you get my meaning. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Amicus, oh, that's right. He wants us to do that. He said if we would, I think our character said if we win. I had almost forgotten about that. Amicus. If you want. Amicus chuckles before his ears perk up, his personal calm talking to him in a quiet, babbling sound. Now, see, I would feel a little differently if this game went with the straight path of, like, day 1, day 2, day 3, that kind of thing. But one thing I'll give this game credit for, there's no day thing. It's not like the traditional where it's over a period of 30 days. Like, we've been here for weeks. And I think that's why I'm a little more lenient towards this sudden realization that you have a crush on this person. Or your character has a crush on this person. Because it takes place over a period of time instead of a few days. Like, extracurricular activities gets away with that too because you know all of the characters. you've known all the characters beforehand. Yes, it takes place over a period of 30 plus days, but you've known all the characters over a longer period of time, so it doesn't feel as unnatural when, your character finds that they have a crush or a love on one of the tennis players. It's different. Basically, it's not the Disney princess syndrome. Basically, what I'm getting at. Alright, that's my cue. Head to the dining room if you'd like to watch. Otherwise, Calm will tell you when to leave for the throne room, alright? I nod, and Amicus gives me one last pat on the shoulder before turning away. Good luck. I know you're gonna do great. And, Chase, you're talking about Amicus, right, for the trial? Because as far as I know, we haven't really trained for this. We've trained our character, the MC, has trained a little bit for the trial, but Amicus, as far as I know, hasn't really done any training. Amicus waves at me before walking out the door, leaving me alone to wait. I move to the bed and sit down, carefully resting my arms out to the side, wishing that they'd applied the makeup a little closer to the dance, so I didn't have to walk around like a scarecrow. I realized pretty quickly that sitting here in silence is only making me more nervous, so I slowly get up, making my way to the main hall. As usual, the halls are empty. The only people living here are the Imperial siblings, Kato, and Neferu. The old makeup wolf is the only other person that I've seen over the past 2.5 weeks that I've been here. Okay, see, you've been here. Okay, 2.5 weeks. That's heading towards. Yeah, Amicus. Okay. Well, no, that's what I was saying. I was agreeing with you. I was saying the MC is trained a little bit, but not that much. But that's not his fault. It's more Amicus. But the MC wants to train. Amicus is like, oh no, we'll be fine. Like, oh no, we have this. That's why I'm getting worried, because I get the strong feeling something's gonna happen. Like, either we're gonna mess up a part of the dance and hurt it, and we're gonna mess up a part of the dance or something, and end up injuring ourselves and be having to withdraw from the dance or the trial. The dance trial. It makes me think that I still want to see the city before I leave, if I leave. I block that thought from my brain, trying not to think about what might happen if these trials go poorly for us. Instead, I try to let the bright sunshine and fresh morning air calm my nerves. Eventually, I make my way to the dining room. When I look in, I see Alex sitting on one of the beds. Oh, it's Alex! His ears perk up as he sees me, eyes widening in surprise. Oh, hello, Mark. How are you? He stares at my face and down at my costume. I missed Alex. Even though I don't know why. Something about Alex throws me off. Like, I think he's a nice guy, but I'm like, something's gonna happen. I feel myself turning red, and I desperately wish that I had stayed in Amicus's room. I'm able to swallow the embarrassment down for now, though. I know Alex pretty well, after all. Sorry. That's what you say, MC. Where's your costume? At this point, I feel like I'm the only person being made to play dress up. I sit down in the middle bed, not wanting to be directly across from the cat where he'd have to stare at me. Should I be in one? I shrug. I don't know, they put me in one, obviously. Obviously, and the powder, too. I glare at Alex. I mean, you look good, very bold. So why the hell aren't you dressed up as Maria? We're doing the same dance, right? Well, yes, though Cassius instructed that I be in my underwear. Actually, I think I prefer your situation. Sure. Seriously, you think I want all of Adastra to see my naked torso? Alex hugs himself, shuddering. It's so embarrassing. I sigh and sit back on the bed, only now noticing that Cassius is on the screen, playing some sort of brass instrument that looks to be vaguely in the shape of a French horn. It sounds nothing like one, though. The volume is low, but I can hear the raspy, sputtering sound it's making. Not pleasant to my ear, but then the idea of what music and dance is seems to be very different on Earth. Well, I prefer being half naked, and if this is my introduction to the moon, why am I all covered up like this? I'm pretty sure they'd rather get a better look at what I actually look like. But as I'm saying that, I wonder if maybe that's why Amicus had me so covered up. The dress looks very good, actually. It's the makeup that surprises me. I suppose it's very woven to do something like that. I look at Alex, frowning. Woven? Is this offensive? Oh, see? Okay. Okay, I thought so. I was like, when he mentioned that, okay. Maybe just a smidge, but not to the wolves, so you have nothing to worry about. The Hindus don't talk to Adastra anymore. Yeah, I got that feeling from the the little bit of subtext I've been getting so far. Chase, yeah, definitely. This game seems like it's a real political. Believe me, I'm just gonna let you everyone know I've read Game of Thrones, at least the books. The show I got angry with, so I stopped. But I've read the first 5 books, so I know all about political subterrage. So I'm pretty sure, and the way I've heard some things about this visual novel, it has some of that in here too. So I'm a little worried. Oh my god, I want to bury my face in my hands, but I can't with all the makeup on. On top of that, it's all starting to itch. This is so stupid. Alex chuckles. It really is. The wolves are so obsessed with spectacle and drama, which is why the trials are used instead of elections or even just sound judgment from a council. Alex gestures up at one of the screens. It's an Adastra holiday right now, so everyone can watch this. Cassius has finished his little song, standing up and bowing. Along the right edge of the screen, 5 little boxes pop up, each one containing the faces of 3 wolves sitting solemnly side by side. Though, in a way, the people are having a role in choosing their emperor here, with their elected triumvirs making the decision. But then, I don't understand why song and dance should apply. So why would Cassius and Amicus campaign if they're just going to be chosen through these trials? Yes, and that's what I like about this game. I That's what I one thing I'm this is one thing that excites me. I love seeing science fiction settings where it's like a world that's where it's a world that has, it's a world that has, like, yes, there's science fiction technology where it's like it's technology years and years in the future, but the people still haven't really evolved to that stage. They still have because I feel like it's always boring when you have a society that's evolved along with their technology. It's more interesting to see a technology. It's almost like the Earth story. Like, what if Earth got this technology that was thousands of years ahead of their current society? How would that play out? What benefits would the human race reap from that, but also what consequences would the human race suffer in terms of that? So it's very exciting when I see stuff like that written, and I'm in worlds and I read stories set in worlds like that. um in fact, actually, um I'm currently working on a story that's sort of like that. It's more in like the planet is, it while it appears it's very old school, it's actually very technologically advanced. So I really do enjoy ancient politics, that kind of stuff in a world. Well, if the decision isn't clear, then why not choose the wolf that has the most popularity with your people? It increases the chance of re-election. Amicus suddenly appears on screen, setting down a spotlight on him as he begins to blow into the same instrument. Again, that raspy, battling sound that would make me cringe if it were a human instrument at a human concert. I have no idea if he's better than Cassius or not. And general popularity is good to have anyway. A happy people is usually a more peaceful and easy to control society. So, Amicus is at a disadvantage then? Unless he clearly outperforms Cassius. I sigh, watching as the wolf's cheeks puff up each time he blows into his little horn, his eyes almost crossed with effort. I guess you elect your officials? Yes. So does most of... I find myself almost saying the name of my planet again. It's harder and harder to keep the secret from Alex, especially as our relationship has become more casual. Our tribes. At least I think that's what they are on the Simian planet. I just have to hope that Alex doesn't actually look it up. But he continues on like he didn't notice my pause, like he always does. Anyway, despite the competition, I still consider you a friend, and I hope you feel the same. Maybe we can have lunch in the garden soon, no matter the result. Yeah, let's do that. Wonderful. We sit in silence for another 10 or so minutes, watching as Amicus finishes his horn playing. Then Cassius takes the spotlight again to begin singing. It's actually just howling. Cassius' head leaned back, muzzle tipped toward the ceiling, looking just like a wolf on Earth as it howls to the moon. I think he's saying words, but I can't really understand, especially with the odd high-pitched tone it has. Meanwhile, a little gauge pops up in the bottom screen, a needle going back and forth with the pitch of the howl. They want that indicator to stay in the middle. It represents better control over their song. It's short, only a few minutes before it's Amicus' turn, doing much the same as Cassius, except his howl is deeper, fuller. A lot better, I think. I also like to think that the needle stays in the middle more often than it had for Cassius, but I'm not sure. Toward the end of Amicus' song, Calm's voice crackles gently over our heads. Alex, Alex, Mark, the dance begins in 5 minutes. Please proceed to the throne room doors. My heart skips a beat as we both stand up, Alex leading the way to the hall. I wonder if he's nervous too. Even though he looks calm, his tail lashes back and forth as we walk. I don't try to talk to him, feeling like we're both a little preoccupied with our own thoughts right now. We get to the big double doors and wait side by side. Alex's paws are folded neatly in front of himself, so I do the same. I try to breathe evenly. I've never been good in front of big crowds, and even though it's technically only Kato in there, can't forget the fact that millions of people are going to be watching. Dance trial begins in 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see how this goes. The doors slide open and I find myself staring into a darkened throne room, the windows deeply tinted so that only a vague hint of sunlight comes through. I immediately see Amicus straight ahead of me, bathed in a bright spotlight. The same can be said for Cassius, about 10 meters to his right. Kato sits on the throne, just like in my dream. I also notice Virginia and Neferu sitting next to each other on one of the benches. That alone makes me even more nervous, but then a voice comes over the PA. Not calm, but someone else sounding old and frail. Presenting Pet Alicus from Moon Af... Oh my gosh, these words. Omurafa and Pet Mark from planet Simia. Amicus and Cassius reach out one paw and Alex starts to walk forward on his toes, looking light and sophisticated. I quickly follow suit, trying to sort of mimic his walk. I'd never practiced my entrance with Amicus. I start to wonder if I'm even more underprepared than I thought I was. No time to think about that now. I do the best that I can with my stupid prancing walk before coming to a stop in front of Amicus, reaching out a hand to rest in his big paw. He smiles reassuringly down at me, and for some reason, his presence makes me a little less nervous than I had been while waiting alone for the trial to start. We stand there quietly for a moment, but then that old voice starts up again. But now it's in a howl, high, wavering, and faint. Explorant ad vero. He starts to recite the story in the same howl, but it's hard to hear, and now that there are words... Wait, I can't understand it. He's speaking... Oh, fuck. The lingual isn't translating the song. Immediately, I start to panic as I see Amicus raise up his paw. I probably have a look of horror on my face because his reassuring smile has turned to a frown. Jerkily, I raise up my hand and touch it to the wolf's paw, trying to stay calm. I can do this. Oh, see? Oh no, because we didn't practice. We should have practiced. Sure, I attached a lot of the movements to the words of the song, but I remember the order of the poses, I think. Still, the unexpected blunder has me flustered and stumbling, my movements hesitant and definitely unelegant. I'm so frazzled that I don't really have time to dwell on the fact that Alex and Cassius are doing the dance at the same time. Are we competing for Kato's and the watching triumvirate's attention? I try to stay focused on Amicus, watching his movements, hoping that I might remember enough of his cues to get through all the movements correctly. My falling apart must be affecting Amicus as well, his brow furrowed in confusion, his movements also becoming slower, more hesitant. Fuck! I think I feel sweat running down my face, probably turning my striped makeup into a streaked mess. Several times I'm caught staring at Amicus, unsure of what to do until I look over at Alex to see what he's doing. The cat looks totally in his element, stretching and elongating his body luxuriously in tandem with Cassius. The wolf isn't bad himself, taking the clear lead in the dance as he dips and sways with Alex's body. Meanwhile, I fumble around with Amicus, watching as the powder on my sweaty arms smears on his fur, leaving long black smudges on his chest and arms. Finally, we get to Maria's death, and at least I know when this is supposed to happen because I see Amicus reach out dramatically for me. This is the only moment in the entire dance that I feel confident in what I'm doing, and I put everything into my swoon. But so does Alex. Oh. I think we might have lost. I'm not gonna lie. That's a very dramatic, elegant pose. I think we might have lost this, boys. I think we might have lost this dance. Amicus is already next to me to catch me before I can start to fall. But Alex moves while Cassius is still meters away from him, but the other wolf smoothly climbs to his side to catch him. Alex lays there in Cassius's arms, splayed out dramatically, looking somehow serene and distressed at the same time. The spotlight almost makes the pair glitter, and even I feel like there's a good deal of chemistry between the two of them. There had been a small but defiant hope of my end that Alex might help us out here, maybe throw the dance in our favor with a fall or stumble, but it looks like he's putting everything into the performance. Cassius, despite his reputation of being weak, looks strong and confident, easily supporting Alex's weight as the cat dips further towards the ground. At the same time, the wolf's howl reaches a new pitch, the climax of the story. And that's when Alex turns his head to Cassius for a deep, passionate kiss. What? I have several questions. One, why the hell is Cassius kissing Alex? Two, why the hell is Alex kissing Cassius? And three, why the hell is Alex kissing Cassius? That, I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting this at all. Alright then. Even though Maria's supposed to be gone at this point, Alex reaches up to caress Cassius' face, pulling him in deeper. Meanwhile, their bodies press closely together, Cassius very clearly grinding his hips against the cat's, the paw that's not supporting Alex instead of running up his thigh. Before dipping under Alex's underwear, pushing it up until most of the cat's thigh is showing. And they just writhe against each other like that, as if caught in the throes of passion, the movements of their muzzles telling me that a lot is going on past those lips. Yeah. The entire act... It does matter, because, I mean, it does matter. No, it's a very good scene, but beforehand, I never thought Cassie and Alex had anything going on like this. This is more than just him being your servant. This is something else. Like, this is not just, oh, you know, trying to put on a performance. This is too good to just be a performance. The entire act stuns me, almost making me forget about the disaster that our own dance had been. Cassius turns, carrying Alex with him as he faces them in the other direction, never breaking the kiss. In fact, they're groping and grinding, getting even more intense. He's giving everyone a good view of what's happening. If the whole idea of the dance is to capture attention and make the story and feelings believable, well, I believe them. In fact, I believe there's a lot more going on between the two than I originally thought. Yes, exactly. That might explain why Alex wouldn't want to hurt Cassius' chances of being emperor. So it's like Alex Cassius is not only his servant but also like his concubine. I only say that because technically, as far as we know, technically Cassius is a slave. Like, I don't know. Appearances, you say. So it's all a game. So I don't know if I believe it. This is really good. If it's all a game, then Cassius or Alex is a damn good actor. Because, man, if I saw this in real life, I'd be like, I don't care if this is a play. You guys are dating. Oh, my goodness. Maybe my hopes that Alex would help us were completely naive. And that's when I'm suddenly snapped back to reality as I hear Amicus grunt above me. I've been so enamored with Cassius and Alex's kiss that I had forgotten our own. Ooh. Seeing a preview of what I might have to do with Amicus, though. I blush, steeling myself, getting ready as the wolf starts to lean down toward me, his lips puckered up slightly. I ready my own lips, but then suddenly Amicus turns his head to the side slightly, landing the kiss on my cheek instead. It's soft and fleeting, and before I know it, Amicus is pulled back before gently lowering me to the cold marble below. You would think that Amicus would take that opportunity to actually kiss the MC, to actually kiss our character. Like, I'm really surprised he didn't. Especially with that kind of performance, like, I'm like, we need to beat these guys. I recognize the word Adastra in the howl before everything goes quiet. I hear Alex getting up just a few feet away, so I do the same. Amicus quickly hurrying over to help me up in my dress. It's only then that I see the various drones floating around above us, the attached lens making me realize that they're cameras. And also, everyone, and I'm not saying because of anything that's been said yet, Again, I don't mind us having a discussion about the current topic, but that's what I want them to be discussions, as in the sense of please do not throw spoilers out. You can even hints I'm fine with, like little small hints that I can't get anything from, but please, please, please do not spoil, because I haven't gotten this far. I don't know what happens, and I want to be pleasantly surprised. And while I'm sure many people here know what this game is, I also, in case nobody has, I want them to be nearly just as surprised. So please, 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 no spoilers. Little tiny hints, subtle, very subtle hints, fine. No spoilers, please, I beg you. I quickly duck my head, not wanting the people to see the smeared offensive makeup on my face. Amicus holds me close to his side, not saying anything, thankfully. Ray, come on, come on. We a PG-13 stream up in here. Come on now, come on now. No R-rated jokes. Cassius continues to look straight ahead, and I can see Alex glancing at us, looking confused. Then Calm's voice. The Triumvirs have made their decisions. Lupus, Cassius. Ad Rato, Cassius. Lux, Cassius. Gebul, goodbye, Cassius. Trisilla, Cassius. Adastra? The camera drone swiveled to focus on Kato. He shifts on his throne before grunting out his answer. Cassius. The trial has been decided. Cassius is the victor. I'm not surprised after that performance. I'm not surprised you would. There's a moment of stunned silence, then the windows untint and the camera drones lazily drift away up into some ceiling compartment. I'm left standing there, looking around at the others. Kato is walking down the steps from the throne in the direction of Cassius. Meanwhile, Virginia's whispering to Neferu behind a fan she's casually waving into her face. Cassius is petting Alex's head, murmuring to him under his breath. Finally, Amicus stands awkwardly to my side, not even looking at me, his paws behind his back and his eyes on Kato. I suddenly realize again how stupid I look. Can I go change? I mumble to Amicus, keeping my voice low like everyone else, as if we're in a library or something. Damn. Well, so so we lost the first trial already. I'm sure. Do what you... I don't let him finish. I'm walking as fast as I can to the double doors, knowing that everyone's eyes are on my back as I pause to touch the black panel. Once I'm in the main hall, I'm able to breathe a little easier, starting to feel the anger coming up through the absolute humiliation. I don't know exactly what I'm angry at. Not Amicus, even though he maybe should have had an idea that howls don't translate. Not Kato or the Triumvirs, they've made the right decision. I've been a complete disaster out there. I guess I'm just mad at this whole system, that the responsibility of getting home rests on me just as much as the guy that got me here in the first place. It isn't fair. So I guess I am pissed at Amicus in a way, but the anger's a lot broader than that. I'm angry at the entire situation. I go straight to the bathroom, roughly trying to yank off the stupid dress. It's tight around my neck, and I spend the next minute doing an awkward dance trying to find the buttons on the back so I can loosen it. Eventually, I just rip it off before wiggling out of the dress, feeling a little guilty only after I see the beautiful fabric crumpled up on the ground. I stand there, breathing heavily, sweaty and hot. I look in the mirror, and I'm a little surprised to see the makeup still mostly intact and fit. You know what else I just noticed with this game, too? What else I just noticed? We still have not seen what the MC's face looks like. Like, I've been expecting to see what the MC's face looks like, and we still have not seen it. Because I'm a little bit curious what they went for. I'm a little bit curious to see what he looks like. Because I'm like, especially you would think with him in a dress, they would be like, oh yeah, CG. Well, so is CG. No, we haven't got any of that yet. We have not seen a hint of what the main character looks like yet. Which reminds me, I'm also pissed that the first time I get paraded out to the public, it's in a racist costume and makeup. I get in the shower letting the hot water run over my face, feeling a little better now that I'm alone with my thoughts and out of the tight dress. Still, my mood is a bit dark. I guess now I can actually start to consider that I might be living here forever. While my mind initially rejects the idea, I guess it's not the worst fate. I'll at least be living in a palace with Amicus, and I know he'd take care of me. At least, I think he would. Maybe this whole pet thing is temporary, and if he loses the trials, he'll just throw me out with the trash. Maybe kill me like he'd once mentioned on the ship. Under my gloomy contemplations, though, I know that that's not the case. He wouldn't do that. but I can't promise myself that I'd be able to keep friendly with him if things really do go south. He told me this would be easy so many times. Even if the lingo hadn't messed up, I doubt we still would have won. Hello, unknown. How are you doing? After a good half hour, I finally get out of the shower. I stand in front of the fans for a bit, enjoying the way it... Is that Helio or Hello? Are you still saying hello or... Helio! Helios! No, he's saying... I'm pretty sure he's saying hello. Hello, Hal. How are you doing today? We're just in time. You just missed the best part. We lost the first trial. We're gonna be stuck here forever. Yay! I stand in front of the fans for a bit, enjoying the way it whips my hair around before I pick up some underwear off the hook and tie it on. I'm pretty fast at doing that now, not even having to think about it. Finally, I open the door. The cool air that rushes in is refreshing after such a hot shower, but I'm immediately treated to the sight of Amicus walking away from the door, probably in the middle of pacing. He immediately turns around at the sound, though, his eyes wide. Hey, Mark, how are you? Great. So far so good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm a little disheartened. I'm a little disheartened that we just lost the first trial, but the game itself is really well. We were just having a small discussion earlier about the themes in this game are done in a very subtle way that doesn't interfere with the actual game, with the actual main story. It basically, the themes in it enhance the story, don't bog it down, which is great. I walk over to the dresser, opening the one that's full of children's robes. Really? You know, I can't say anything, Doom, because while I don't know. While I'm curious about what the MC would look like in a game, I also think it adds more mystery. I think it's almost like not only Halo, it's almost like the. Sorry, I can't talk today. It's almost like how Half-Life did it. Yes, granted, in the promotional art, you do see what Gordon Freeman looks like, but for in gameplay wise, you never once see what Gordon Freeman looks like. You never see what the actual main character looks like, which I think is a good thing. And I completely agree with that. I think people do a lot of times. I think a lot of times when you play visual novels, you're playing them because you want to feel like you're that character. It makes the world easier It makes the world easier to blend into, to let your mind blend into. I think that's one of the reasons why like Half-Life 2 is easily one of my favorite games of all time. I have played the game probably like 5 times. I beat it completely left to right 2 times on PC and 3 times on the 360. I love that game. I know it's not a long game, but I can still play it and still enjoy it. Actually, that's a game I probably should play for the channel. I probably wouldn't mind playing Half-Life. Isn't it supposed to be us? Well, I don't. Well, while yes, I would like a very hunk like Amicus to be interested in me. Uh, I do not believe it is me. But everyone else, it could be everyone else though. Sure. I hear Amicus huff behind me. Please, I don't want to deal with that mood of yours right now. I just want to talk. That's fair, but him telling me to stop sulking is just making me sulkier. You know, I would have loved to just talk like a week ago about this stupid trial. Imagine how much better it would have gone if I'd actually memorized the dance rather than just following cues from you in the song. I whip out a robe. Which, by the way, isn't a song. You always make fun of Earthlings in our primitive ways, but at least we actually have a variety of music. Oh, and we can actually sing. Not those creepy howling sounds that sound like you're dying. Ooh. Uh-oh. I don't think Mark is too happy right now. Amicus frowns at me, his ears flat. You're upset. You're upset. No, what made you think that? Stop it, Mark. I'm just as upset and disappointed as you probably are. Was it the cameras? Maybe Kato that made you nervous? What happened? Alright, everyone. I can't do it now. I'm about to change the character's name. Stu just took over the MC's name. Stu says it's him. So, I guess our character's name is now Stu. Well, thank you, Stu, for taking away my one fantasy. Thank you so much. You're hurting my feelings here. I'm quiet for a moment as I start tying on my robe. Then suddenly Amicus's paw reaches out, grabbing my right hand and yanking it away from my clothing. What? What happened to your paw? I look up and see the wolf staring at the palm side of my... I look... No, I'm not saying... Yeah, I would be upset too, because it really is... Because, honestly, this could have possibly been solved by us just communicating. Like, we haven't been communicating in the right ways. If Amicus would have taken this seriously, we might have won. Or at least we would have had a dignified second place. We just got... Our group right now, we just got decimated. I look up and see the wolf staring at the palm side of my hand with wide eyes before turning it this way and that. What? Your skin, it's bunching up. Are you having a reaction to the powder? I stare at him, confused, before pulling my hand away to look at my prudy fingers. No, I was just in the shower too long. My skin... that scared me. I actually thought we were legitimately having a reaction to the powder. I was like, oh, that's just great. Now we have an allergic reaction to something in the powder. Okay, no, it's just what normally happens when you have when too much water enters your skin. My skin does that when I'm wet for a long time. I've never noticed that before. You take short showers. The wolf frowns at me, then snatches my hand up again to stare at the fingers in fascination, even as I try to yank it back. Exactly, yeah. It's a shame, because I really wish there was more communication between Amicus and the MC. Like, if there was more communication, again, like I said, we would have had a much better chance at winning that. Like I said, even if you... Oh my gosh, I just noticed Amicus has a thick neck. Why have I never noticed that before? And look at Amicus's neck. He's so thick. Holy crap. That's meat neck right there. That's meat neck. I know it's the art style. I know it's a cartoon art style, but I don't know why. I didn't know. I've never noticed it until now. Like, holy crap, that neck! That's a thick neck. That's a thick ass neck. That's a big neck. Oh my gosh. At that point, I feel my mood about to take a turn in one of two directions: either exploding at Amicus in frustration and anger over everything, or just laughing. And I find myself doing the later, chuckling at first before letting out a loud golf. Amicus gives me a strange look, finally letting me go. Are you sure you're alright? You're worrying me. I sigh as I finish tying on my robe before flopping back onto the bed, hands above my head as I let the pleasant, cool air drift down from the ceiling to blanket my body. I know I'm going to get cold in a few minutes, but for now it feels good. Alright, so I did say hour. I'm going to upgrade to another 30 minutes, because right now we're in I don't want to stop right here. I want to keep going a little bit. But I am half an hour at the most, and then we're going to stop. Because when I tell you, I really feel one thing I will give the Echo Project people credit for, or I don't know who the writer is, or if there's multiple writers, but regardless, the writer or writers, they do a really good job of making you feel like you're in this world. They really make you feel like you're in this world. The reactions are very humanist, if that makes sense. For the most part, there are some issues, but for the most part, I feel like I'm actually the character. Remember how you said the linguo has trouble translating some things? Yes, he just realized. I hear the wolf pause as he figures out what went wrong. Heard nothing but wailing Latin and that howling noise. I had no idea what I was doing. Oh, gods. There's a heavy thump and I feel the mattress crater and tilt sideways a bit as Amicus sits down next to me. So, yeah. Mark, I'm so sorry. I didn't even contemplate that possibility. It's fine. I don't think either of us could have. I mean, I listened to music from the Cats before, and I've never had an issue with lyrics translating. I shrug. I don't know. Doesn't the lingual try to understand intention too? Maybe I'm meant to hear the true language when you guys sing. It was happening while you were doing your song, even though I didn't realize it then. Oh, you heard me sing? I can hear the embarrassment in Amicus's voice. Yeah, it sounded fine, honestly. I was just being a dick earlier. I know. But still, I'm tired of you trashing on human culture. I know. And I knew that makeup was offensive, by the way. I looked like an idiot for all of Adastra to see. You looked good. I turned my head toward the wolf. Oh, really? Fumbling around like an idiot with no clue what he's doing looks good? Amicus stays quiet this time. I stare back up at the ceiling. I guess at least I'm keeping up the dumb primitive ape act, right? Amicus just sighs, getting up. I watch as he slowly walks over to the sofa to sit down. I have to say that although you are a very kind, intelligent person, you're very frustrating when you get into these moods. Frustrating? Just so gloomy and self-defeating. You remind me of Cassius sometimes. I pull a face. Since when is he self-defeating? He seems pretty full of himself to me. You don't know the real Cass. He very much dislikes himself. Oof, Gabe, you attacking me? Ooh, Gabe, listen. Listen, I'm meant to pretend to be the MC, not actually be the MC. Ooh, attacking me real hard, Gabe. Also, don't compare me to your brother. I really don't want to be thinking about him right now. I'm just saying, I prefer you in lighter spirits. It suits you more. I'll work on it. A long silence goes by, and with the way that Amicus is shifting around, I can tell that he wants to ask me something. Sorry. What is it? Well, I guess that little celebration is out of the question now. The dinner? I sit up suddenly, giving him an incredulous look. It's a shame. For me trying to be a writer, some of these words I'm just like, I cannot pronounce. Seriously? Whoa, I was just kidding. We just lost the trial. You're one trial away from losing the Empireship, and you're seriously thinking about that? I was just having a bit of fun. No, you want a pity handy. A pity handy? A pity handy. That's such a... This is like a little toy. A pity handy. Oh, is that part gonna be now? Oh, crap. I might have to get my sensor bar ready. It's not like I need you to do it. I can get the job done myself. We're gonna do that. We're really gonna do it, that part now, aren't we? Then do it. I will. Amicus sits there huffily, not making eye contact. I sigh. Remember what the wolf had said about improving my mood. I often criticize Amicus for his tantrums, reminding him that it won't help us to sulk. It's kind of hypocritical that I don't hold myself to the same standards. Sorry, I've just got a lot on my mind, obviously. Listen, I know this went much differently than what we had planned, but I will certainly win the next trial. I've debated Cassius many times before. Do I have to do anything? Other than watch? No. When is it? 2 weeks from now. You better win. I will. I sigh again, realizing that the knot I had in my stomach the past few weeks has a bit longer to stick around. And I might still... I make a jacking motion in the air. Later on, I'm just not in the right state of mind right now. I understand it was too early to make light of things, though, maybe we could do something else that would make us both feel better. Something else? Yes, like I could just hold you? Aww. Amicus' voice is really high on the last word. Okay, sorry about that. Stream just messed up for a few seconds. Amicus pauses and wraps his arms around me. Despite the awkward start, I'm amazed at the way I just sort of fit against the curve of his body. His big furry arms envelop me and I feel the muscles tighten briefly before relaxing. His soft stomach cushions against my side, making it feel as if I'm leaning against a big furry but firm waterbed. His chest is broad and thick, propping my head up comfortably as he scoots his butt out a bit to help us better recline. Then he tucks my head under his chin, and just like that, I'm surrounded by his warmth, the cold that had started to bite at my bare skin dissipating immediately. I feel a little thrill in my chest at the feeling of having this wolf, so large and powerful, hug and cuddle me so gently. Something about that is so nice. Amicus just holds me in silence for a while, and I feel his paws shift around a bit, like he's kneading through the robe to the skin on my back. Finally, his deep voice rumbles through his chest and against my ear. Is this all right? Yeah, this is fine. I blushed, embarrassed at how much I'm enjoying this. Originally, I just wanted to make him feel better, but he was right about this making me feel better. Amicus rubs his chin down against the top of my head, and I hear him inhale. I suppose this isn't a normal thing to do on Earth. Well, it is if you're dating someone. It's not a usual thing with friends, though. Ah. Amicus paws at me a bit more, making those tiny movements as if he's trying to feel me as much as possible without being obvious about it. What is dating on your planet? I shrugged, though it's hard to do against the wolf's tight embrace. Just asking someone you like out on a date basically just means that you like the person and you want to know more about them. And dating helps you do that. Ah, sounds fairly casual, so how does one initiate dating? I don't know, just ask them. Give them flowers if you're old fashioned, but it is pretty casual, honestly. Hmm. Why are you so curious? Yeah, Amicus, why are you so curious? Why you want to know how to initiate dating? Is this something you're not telling us? Are you interested in the MC? Maybe you're gonna do a little flower picking? It's Amicus' turn to shrug. I always want to be careful about your boundaries. It's easier when I understand your culture better. I lean against the wolf, realizing that even though I made a complete fool out of myself just half an hour earlier, I feel fine. I kind of hope that this isn't the last time we do something like this. Knowing Amicus, it likely won't be. Oh, a few days later. Okay, that was sudden. It's a few days later when I'm finally able to hang out with Alex like we planned. Cassius had stepped up his campaigning over the past several days as his chances of becoming emperor increased. So did Amicus after his decreased. The difference being that Alex often found himself going on campaign trips with the White Wolf, while Amicus always left me behind. I think Amicus had picked up on the fact that I don't like being out in front of so many people after the whole dance incident. Still, he promises me that when he wins the next trial, we'll go out to the city to celebrate. For now, though, I'm happy to stay in the gardens with Alex, enjoying a quiet midday meal as we both talk and sip our tea. Honestly, they should have had us redo the dance if your lingua wasn't translating. Was yours? Well, no, but I knew it wouldn't. Wolves never intend for their lyrics to translate over the lingua because it ruins the how, which they see to be the whole point of singing. Courtship. Courtship is, listen, I love old-fashioned dating. Like, I am a sucker for romance. So listen, if a, listen, if some guy like Amicus, some big, strong man like Amicus came over and offered me flowers, I'd probably squeal like a little girl. That's okay, though. As long as it doesn't ruin the mood. I'm perfectly fine with that. I could... I can understand Amicus overlooking that, though. Most wolves never see another sibling species in person in their entire lives. Well, it's over now. On to the debate thing they're going to do next. Oh yes, Cassius has been training with the best rhetorician on the moon, Marcus Manus. I notice that he puts a bit of emphasis on the name, and I look over at him. Alex sips at his tea daintily, watching the fountain lazily. He's offered Cassius many tips on convincing the Triumvirs, very useful tips. Actually, is Amicus doing anything similar? I realized that Alex offered me information on what Cassius is doing to prepare for the trial. At least, I think he is. Or maybe he's stupid. Whether that's the case or not, I try to remember the name of the rhetoric guy, knowing I should tell Amicus later. I'm not really sure. He hasn't told me all that much about what he's doing, but hopefully it's something similar. Well, I recommend he study the Triumvirs in their cities. It's only to find the best way to convince them during the second trial. Yep, definitely offer me information. Thing is, after seeing the way he and Cassius interacted, I wonder if I can fully trust him. I bet it sounds like he doesn't know what he... Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. Give me one moment. While this is very good voice acting practice for me, it really is a lot of talking. You know, Cassius was saying something earlier while I was serving him about a week ago. Did you know he has plans to get rid of the Triumvirs? Ooh, Alex's eyes widened for a moment. Oh, really? I wonder why. Something about it being easier to rule directly rather than through elected officials? Well, that's some radical thinking, isn't it? That's what Virginia said. Well, she's always been rather reasonable, honestly. Alex leans in, lowering his voice. I'd rather she become the Empress, but unfortunately the wolves don't allow females to hold positions of much authority, so our chances at the throne are nil. I remember hearing about it. That's what I mean. Like, I really like this game because despite this being a technologically advanced, beautiful-looking supposed utopia, there's a lot of dark in it. So, there's such thing as racism. Women are still considered minorities. Some interesting stuff going on here. And I honestly, Virginia does seem like she has a lot of she does seem very intelligent. I just haven't seen enough of her to really, what I really think of her per se yet. Alex's eyes suddenly widen as he looks over my shoulder, but we see plenty of Neferu. I raise my eyebrows and look back to see Neferu making his way towards us. Oh, speaking of Neferu! I turn around to see Alex looking down toward the ground, his tail lashing around before he holds it in his lap. I kind of forgot what I did for this guy's voice. The jackal stops to stand in front of us. Without a word, he delicately takes one of Alex's paws and bows low to kiss it. Alex raises his other paw to his mouth, blushing furiously. Meanwhile, Neferu just nods at me. Good day, Alex and Mark. How was your midday meal? Alex still has his paw to his mouth, so I answer for him. It's okay. How are you? Splendid. I noticed then that he's carrying a bottle in his paw, the glass glinting in the sunlight with his every move. I was just taking a walk through the gardens this morning when I happened across a shockingly large spider that skittered across the ground in my paws. Neferu sweeps his paw in front of him as if showing where the spider ran. I can't help but wonder if I'm in danger here. Alex finally speaks up, then squeaking with the first syllable. No, they're rather harmless. Their venom is very mild. Ah, well, that's a relief to hear. Alex, on my way home planet, I'd often have to shake my loincloths out before wearing them in case of scorpions. Like Egypt. Oh, really? That's terrifying. Why are you smiling about it, Alex? You son of a... you son of a monkey's uncle. Alex is like all happy, but like, ooh. He's like, you almost got hit by a scorpion. It certainly can be, but it's something you get used to. Alex and Neferu smiled at each other for a moment, and I frowned at the cat, wondering what the hell he's doing. Oh yes, I came to give you this. Neferu leans down and holds out the glass bottle, and now I see it's filled with a honey-colored liquid that sloshes lazily in the bottle. The Buddha seed oil I promised, much better for the fur than the Adastrian oils they have for us. Alex reaches out and takes the bottle, blushing again. Thank you, Neferu. I'll use it first thing tomorrow. And I'll see you again tomorrow to make sure you do. Ooh. The jackal winks, and I think I hear Alex make a strangled noise in his throat. In the meantime, would you like to take a walk with me? Neferu once again extends a paw. Alex calls awkwardly before reaching out to take it. Wonderful, you're always such great company. Would you like to join us as well, Mark? I think back on what had happened in the baths. No, thanks. In that case, I'll see you around the palace. Yeah, see ya, Mark. Neferu is definitely a flirt. Like, you can tell. He's grade A flirt. Neferu... Hold on, give me one moment. Sorry, I had to kind of blow my nose. Neferu offers his arm to the cat, and just like they're off into the garden, and just like that... Oh, see, I found another typo. Aha. Neferu offers his arm to the cat, and just like that, they're off into the gardens, disappearing around the many bushes lining the footpaths. I stare after them, a bit confused, still unclear on what exactly the jackal is doing. I'm also reminded that I need to ask Alex about why the hell he told Neferu about my intelligence. Only problem is, I don't know how to do that without seeming suspicious. Technically, there isn't a reason why it's supposed to be a secret, and I feel like bringing it up will only give the cat reason to dig more deeply. Alright, since Ray mentioned it, alright, roll call. Who here is a quote-unquote thirsty boy? Raise of hands and or paws if that's all you have. As I'm wondering all of this, I noticed a shape in the bushes near the ones that Alex and Neferu disappeared behind. Then I see a flash of red and maybe an elbow poking out. What the... Amicus? I yell out in his direction and I see the wolf jump, suddenly coming out from behind his cover. Yes, was just having a look at the roses. They look very lovely. Look how pretty they are. And it's like, Amicus, they're trampled roses. Oh yes, I was just examining the beauty of them. Or I mean, yeah. It's like Amicus, you're full of it. The wolf walks towards me, his paws behind his back. I raise an eyebrow at him. Were you spying on us? Were you trying to avoid Neferu or something? Amicus ignores me this time. Oh no, is he gonna do anything? How was your day, Mark? Okay. I try to look around the wolf's side at whatever he's hiding behind his back, but it turns accordingly to keep it obscured. Oh my god, I think I know he's gonna do it. This is freaking adorable if he does it. What are you doing? Well, Amicus takes a deep breath and I feel myself starting to get nervous. Then he goes down to one knee. Oh my gosh. The music! Oh no, the music! Mark, over the past few weeks, I've come to enjoy your company immensely. My mouth drops. And over the past few weeks, I've come to realize that we share so much in common in terms of our goals and desires. Amicus gives me a coy smile at that. What are you? So, I decided that I should take the next step to make you feel more welcome and to show you how much I appreciate your kindness and understanding. The wolf suddenly swings his paws to his front, revealing what he'd been hiding. It's a bouquet of purple flowers, lavenders to be exact, along with several smaller white flowers sprinkled into the mix. Mark, will you date me? This was so awkward though, and this doesn't feel like you asked somebody to date, it feels like you asked somebody to marry them. Oh my gosh, but he's so happy about it. The music, no! The music stopped! That's not a good sign. Why did the music just stop like that? It was like, I stare at the wolf, still taking in the presentation he'd just given me. My mouth still opens, and I make a few sounds as I try to form a coherent sentence to respond in my mouth. Alright, serious question. Who here would date Amicus? Who here would date Amicus? I'm curious. I'm curious who would date Amicus. I probably messed that up, huh? Well, hopefully the message came across clearly. What do you think? I'm stunned. And that's good? Amicus, what is this? I did something wrong, didn't I? Well, I mean... Did you mean to do it? The whole thing is crazy, but Amicus's demeanor doesn't really match with the proposal he just made. Did I mean to ask you out on a date? Well, yeah. Did you? Yes? Now the wolf is really fidgeting, tugging at his cape nervously as he lowers the bouquet to hang limply at his side. I have an odd butterflies in the stomach feeling that won't seem to go away. That reminds me too, I granted, despite me not playing Echo or not really knowing much about the game Echo, one thing I have to say, there are some very diverse looking character designs in that game, and I'm very curious to see who wants who when we play that game. I don't know what it means, but I try to ignore it. The wolf suddenly deflates, looking dejected. Did I pick up the incorrect meaning? I clear my throat, trying to gather my wits. What, do you think dating is? Well, what you told me, it's a relationship status that enables you to become closer, learn more about each other, along with normalizing physical intimacy. Well, he seems to have it down for the most part. The part that I'm having trouble with, though, well, people that date also tend to have, I guess, feelings for each other? Well, yes, I have very friendly feelings towards you, and I want to make you more comfortable around me, especially when it comes to physical intimacy. Isn't that the point of dating? I sighed, realizing I hadn't explained it well enough, but then I hadn't realized that Amicus was planning to do this either. Well, usually people don't do it unless they love each other. MC, what dates have you been on? Man, have you seen the way that dating is in modern times? Please. Have you not heard about casual encounters? Friends with benefits? That sort of thing? I don't know if I necessarily call everybody that dates loving each other, because believe me, I've seen some people date and they don't love each other. Just saying. Well, usually people don't do it. My voice gets quieter and quieter over the course of the sentence until Amicus has to poke his ears forward to hear me. Love? Yeah. Oh. Amicus stands there a moment before the insides of his ears turn bright red. You said it was casual. The wolf raises its voice. It is casual. Freaking MCs has like this romanticized version of what dating really is. The wolf raises his voice, and the sudden increase in volume making me jump. Well, it is. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be in love to date, but the intention is usually to find love. Okay, that makes more sense then. Dear gods, was your... Okay. Everything's good. It's fine. We fixed everything. Say okay. Everything's okay. Alright, so I had to kind of reset the game. The game kind of froze on me. I've never had that before. That was weird. Okay, anyway, everything's good now. We're fine. This is fine. I'm gonna keep going. I lean over to pick up the bouquet, seeing how the flowers just kind of look bunched together. You make this yourself? Well, yes. The garden has many flowers. It smells like you. Yes. It looks good. Thank you. We sit quietly for a few more minutes as I pretend to examine all the flowers in the bouquet. So it's either friendship or love with humans? No physical intimacy unless you're bound to fall in love? What do you mean? But no, whoever's still here, sorry about that. I had a few issues going on. What do you mean? Like this dating culture you have. You were interested in giving me that sexual favor? Does that mean you're also interested in love with me as well? I blush. Oh, he got you. Well, not exactly. Didn't you say dating allows for more intimacy, but dating is also meant to look for love? I sigh and set the bouquet aside. Things are changing, becoming more casual. I say the word carefully and Amicus snorts. But I guess the term you might be looking for is friends with benefits. There we go. Benefits? Friends that have sex, basically. Ah, I see. We haven't done that, though. No, but I'm not going to make you date me just to get a hand job. Thank you. I am glad to be back. Amicus scratches behind his head before looking away again. Once again, I found myself feeling bad for him. Listen, if we weren't having this whole... I lower my voice. Illegal space adventure, I might say yes. What? Really? I said might. Oh, really? Those flirty eyes he's got is like, oh, really? He's like, you don't say, human. I think you're missing a key word there. I think I understand. I find myself turning red again, wishing I'd just keep my mouth shut. Well, maybe I might as well. Well, you already asked. Without knowing the full meaning. I try to think of something else to change the subject, knowing that my blush is clear as day to the wolf and that he's very much enjoying it. Well, no, he just said that. That's what he just said. It's like the friends with benefits. That's what I said. I was like, there are friends with benefits, and then the character's like, well, we're pretty much friends with benefits. It's like, there you go, Mark. Good job. Anyway, Alexius told me that Cassius was training under a rhetoric person, Marcus Manlist or something. Amicus suddenly frowns. Marcus Manuus, really? I think that's what he said. Damn. Amicus' tone is that of awe. Isn't that bad? It's simply surprising. He's the most famous Adastrian rhetorician there is. Should I be worried? No, in fact, now that you've told me, I'm in much better shape. I now have an idea what style he might use, so that will make it easier to counter his points. If you're sure. Of course. Now come to my room to help me practice, just to make extra certain I'll win. There we go. Okay, Amicus, you learned your mistake. Now you know, hey, let me practice. And actually not just feel like I'm going to automatically win. We get up and walk back to the palace through the garden, leaving the bouquet of flowers behind on the bench. Amicus seems to have gotten over his embarrassment about the whole incident pretty quickly. It's just like him to be able to do that, actually. In fact, we're laughing and talking just as easily as we have, the wolf nudging me every few minutes to punctuate something he says, each one causing me to stumble. Anyway, Cass tends to stutter over his words in front of large crowds. Not much of a Thorkin can do about that. The whole wolf reaches out a paw, pressing it to the black square. Besides, what exactly is he? Oh. Uh-oh. Why is Cassius in the room? Oh, was he trying to spy on us? Oh, you son of a bitch. See, I don't like Cassius. Like Cassius is just, I hate him. He's like a pampered, spoiled brat. I hate him so much. And somebody was like, you'll feel from, no, right now I hate him. Are you really trying to spy on us? Amicus and I stare in surprise as Cassius stares back at us with what looks like even more surprise. Plus, I haven't done his voice, even though I do like doing his voice, I won't lie. Then his eyes narrow. Excuse me. He tries to move around, but Amicus blocks his way, growling. What the hell are you doing in here, Cassius? Amicus seems to reserve his actual yelling only for Cassius, so it makes me jump when I hear it. Cassius collects himself quickly despite Amicus' intimidating snarls. Not much of your business, is it? If you're in my room, then it is my business. What are you doing? The wolf starts to advance on Cassius, stopping just feet away. Move, Amicus, otherwise I'm calling Cato. Amicus eyes Cassius closely, then finally pulls back, folding his arms. Snooping around to find something that might give you a chance in the trial, I can tell you now that you'll be coming up short. Obviously, you're nothing to offer to help me win. Then why come here? Cassius ignores the other wolf, walking past Amicus before passing by me. He turns then. Oh, he's got that smug... No, he looks like an asshole. That smug smile. Oh, I hate him. I hate that smug look on his face. Like, I want to punch him so much. And you know, I shouldn't be worried after the pitiable display you and your pet put on. He turns to me and I can't help but frown at him. As stupid as he is ugly. I know that Cassie's just trying to get under Amicus' skin. He knows that he cares about me. But as Cassie reaches out to brush my chin with a paw, I can't stop my friend from batting it away. Cassius' eyes widen and I see his paw draw back. I flinch, but immediately Amicus is there, reaching out to grab Cassius by his cape. The smaller wolf is pulled back from me, but Amicus doesn't stop there. As Cassius stumbles past Amicus, the bigger wolf swings his paw, smacking Cassius square in the nose. Cassius immediately goes down on its ass, at which point I hear another sound. Amicus and I stare down at the smaller wolf as he sits there, stunned. Then he suddenly scrambles up to his feet, a paw to his rear. Ooh! Amicus beat him! Uh-oh! Amicus, you bastard! Tail-raising love of ass! I take a step back as Cassius practically sprays blood from his mouth. Uh-oh. Amicus pulls me to his side, eyes narrowed, but I can feel his heart hammering against my shoulder. I'll throw you both in the dungeon for that. I'll have him executed when I'm emperor. I see tears start to spill out of Cassius' eyes before he turns and stumbles out of the room, his tail hanging limply to the side. Amicus and I stand there for a long time after he leaves, the silence almost oppressive after the loud fight. A few minutes later, Amicus is flat on his stomach, looking under his bed as he mumbles something under his breath. I stand awkwardly off to the side, watching as he sweeps a paw underneath as if feeling for something. What are you doing? Oh, Amicus is gonna get in trouble for that, isn't he? Because he just beat... Ooh. I mean, but Cassius deserved it. Like, why would... Like, Cassius is such an asshole. Like, he's like, yeah, I kicked her... You know, it's like, I beat you guys. And then not only that, then he has the nerve to, like, touch us. I was like, excuse me? Oh, but he's not gonna be happy about that. He's gonna do something, isn't he? Amicus grunts as he gets onto his knees, then stands up, looking up at the ceiling as he turns in a slow circle. Looking for whatever Cassius might have been doing. You know what he was doing? I have my suspicions. Which are... Amicus stops his turning and looks at me, folding his arms. Well, I'm not sure, but a recording device possibly, or he was just snooping for information. Can we just ask Calm? No, his capabilities are very limited, despite what his intelligence might suggest. He doesn't record our activities specifically, so we can't spy on each other. Rules put in place millennia ago. I sigh and look at the door, still feeling a little shaken up at what had just happened. Why can't you lock the door or something? Amicus shrugs. That's something only the Emperor can do. Again, rules that have been in place for a very long time. That doesn't seem safe. Well, only the most trusted are allowed in the palace, after all, which tends to only be family. Aside from Nephro. Aside from him, yes. You don't have much freedom for being the Emperor's son. You just noticed? Amicus huffs and stands in the middle of the room, his arms folded, a deep frown on his face. He was probably just trying to find out what you're planning for the next trial. We know some stuff about him already. Mm-hmm. Amicus continues to look concerned. What is it? Amicus lowers his voice. Worried. Might have something to do with you. After what he said as he was leaving, it's left me uneasy is all. Oh yeah, that thing about executing me. Oh yeah, that thing about executing me, no big deal. He just threatened when he's emperor he'll execute me. No, it's not a big deal. I haven't had time to think about the possibility of someone on the verge of near absolute power wanting me dead yet. Do you think he was serious? Amicus was quiet for a moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. No, but obviously I'm not going to assume he wasn't. I won't even give him a chance at the emperorship now. I frowned. And you were going to before? No, I'm just going to make extra sure now. I'm quiet, deciding to sit on the bed instead. I don't like that the situation has become a lot more serious than it already was. After a moment, Amicus comes to sit next to me. The depression he creates in the match is forcing me to lean sideways into him. He wraps an arm around me. Don't worry about it at all. He has no chance, and besides, I wouldn't let him touch you. How would you be able to do that if he's the emperor, though? Well, I'm also his older brother. Some relationships don't change, even if the official ones do. I stay quiet, unconvinced. Anyway, it would look awfully bad on his record. He just let his anger get the best of him. He'll quickly forget about the matter with the next trial coming up. Amicus squeezes me. And this is all assuming he'd win. He won't. That's what you said last time. And we had an unforeseeable mishap last time. There isn't much possibility for one of those to happen in this trial. We sit there a while longer, Amicus rubbing my shoulder with his paw. Despite my rising anxiety, it's comforting, and before long I'm leaning my head against his shoulder. I think we're gonna stop here. I think this is a good part to stop at, because things are getting really steamy. Oh boy. So things are getting real interesting. I'm gonna let me save the game first. Alright, so we lost the first trial. The second trial is in 2 weeks. Well, a week from where I'm ending at. Amicus actually seems like he's taking it a little bit seriously. He is gonna train. And Cassius is still being a prick. And Alex seems like he's playing both sides. Sometimes he seems like he's helping us, but other times he seems like he's trying to actively not help us. So Alex is really like a double-edged sword. He's really worrisome. Alex is really worrisome. We didn't see much Kato in this episode. The only person that was really in this episode was mostly just the MC and Amicus. And a little bit of Cassius. So, yeah. I mean, it was an interesting episode. I really did like the trial. I'm very excited to see what keeps happening. But, so, apparently we are currently at the point of being friends with benefits. After telling Amicus what dating really is, he's like, maybe I date you. And our character said maybe they date him, so you never know. But, with that being said, I hope that everybody had a wonderful time watching me play this. Went for a little bit longer than I said. I said an hour. It's almost 2 hours, which is still good. Things are getting really interesting. See, I get so excited with this game, so it's like I keep playing, and I'm looking forward to see what happens next. But anyway, everyone, I hope all of you have a wonderful night or day, whatever the case may be. Don't forget to feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe on the video and to my channel. Feel free to share the channel if you don't mind. Also, down below, feel free to become a patron for the Echo Project. Being a patron for the Echo Project is not just for this game. It helps donate to this game, Echo, and now Smoke Room. So please do that. This is a really good game, and I'm really enjoying it. And it makes me really more eager to play Echo and the other one that just recently came out, Smoke Room. With that, hopefully I will try to stream sometime next week. The weekend will kind of be a break from this, but I will try to stream an episode of this, and another part towards extracurricular activities, along with Keep Going with HustleCat. But anyway, this has been Fallen Wolf. Thank you for joining thank you for being part of the Fallen Pack, and I'll see you next time.